Are adoption consultants ethical? This is a really good question that seems to only be getting answered by influencers who have no idea what they're talking about. So let me explain a few things.
This would fall in the category of being an unethical adoption. I don't understand this, maybe because we never ran into anything like this, but I don't understand how having more money could make things go faster because the birth mom chooses you.
Okay, there is so much to unpack here. First of all, the literal selling point of an adoption consultant is that you pay them money and they speed up the adoption process. No one is really going to dispute that in the world of adoption consultants. If you ever want to know about the numbers, the financial side of the adoption industry, adoption agencies will never tell you. You got to get on the phone or email them or book some sort of call. But the great thing about GoFundMe is that all of these fundraisers that are being financed by people who can't pay for their own adoptions because adoption agencies charge so much, all the information's right here, right? It is the grace of God that we were introduced to Christian adoption consultants who help you find the most ethical, cost-effective, and quickest way through the adoption process. After home study is complete, you typically find a match within 6 to 12 months, which by the way is a crazy timetable. Adoption agencies on average are going to charge you about $50,000. So if you have the ability to spend more than $5,000 on top of that $50,000 to speed up the process, I think it's worth questioning, what does that $5,000 do that the $50,000 didn't do already? This influencer says money doesn't speed up the adoption process because it's ultimately the mom who chooses where her child ends up, but there's a huge gap in that logic because money in adoption absolutely buys opportunity. Paying an adoption consultant is kind of like buying a bunch of lottery tickets when everyone else only has one ticket. You have the advantage of working with several adoption agencies across the US at the same time, while everyone else is largely confined to one. Adoption consultants virtually never have licenses and are illegal in almost every single US state. And just last year, the Federal Trade Commission sent warning letters to most of the remaining adoption consultants left in the United States about their deceptive practices. The reason adoption consultants are more effective than adoption agencies is because they spend massive amounts of money on advertising. This is why when someone like myself located in San Diego Googles give up baby for adoption, the first result that shows up is not a local adoption agency in my area. It's an adoption consultant located halfway across the country. And it's not like this stuff is a mystery. Like obviously I talk about this stuff on my page, but there are all kinds of articles on the news being written about the shady adoption industry, specifically in Utah and with consultants. Adoption consultants are shady at best. There's a reason why they've been banned by most US states. Do your research.